Hey guys, CRT here today. This week I just wanted to make a video about how you can spot fake or reproduction Game Boy Advance games. We'll start with Ninja Cop. So as you can see, it's a fairly obvious reproduction because they've put it in a transparent red case. Then they're not trying to fool anyone here. I'm not against reproduction titles. This was only £6.50. If you was to buy the real one, it's £180. What I do have a problem with is titles like this, which looks like it's a fairly convincing copy of Metroid, but this is actually a fake copy. And this is what I want to be able to show you guys, is how to avoid buying something like this at full retail price, which would be £50 or £60, when really it's only worth a couple of quid. So the first telltale sign is on the front of the label. Nintendo put a production stamp into the label every time. Now it's quite hard to show, but if I just angle it with the light, can you see just next to my hand there, the number 20 pops up. That is the production stamp that they put into all the cartridges. It's always bottom right area. As you can see, it's there. If I go back to the Metroid, it's not there. Completely devoid of any stamp. Anyway. Okay, the next indication is the actual label itself. If you look at this label, you can see that it doesn't quite fill the whole space, and that the edges are quite rounded. Sometimes these are even at an angle and not stuck on properly. If you go back to Mario, you can see that it does a much better job of filling that space, and that the sticker itself or label goes right up into the corner, whereas Metroid, you can see it's just far more rounded. Next way to spot a fake or reproduction title is much easier for the Pokemon games, because they come in these transparent cases. Now if you look on the back, at the top left hand corner, there are these 4 golden rectangles. Try and get the light as best. That's pretty much on all Nintendo boards, and you can actually see it through the plastic, so there's no need to open up the cartridge. So if I go back to this copy of Pokemon, first off, you can see the label doesn't fill the whole space. There's no manufacturing stamp on there. And if we go to the back, you can see at the top, there's no 4 golden rectangles are not there. So it's a dead giveaway. Obviously it's much easier for Pokemon games because you can see straight through the cartridge. Okay, the next few items of how to spot a fake actually involves you opening up the cartridge. So I've already removed the screws from this one on Donkey Kong. Just crack this open. And now this one. So this is Metroid. Can you see those blobs? That's essentially where the game is stored, and Nintendo never used those on Game Boy Advance games. It's a dead giveaway. This is a fake. The next one is, can you see the word Nintendo has been completely misspelt, whereas here it's proper font, proper spelling. And then if we take the board out again, can you see there's no golden rectangles. And lastly, this is to do with the front of the boards. So here's Metroid, here's Donkey Kong. If you turn them over, can you see that indentation? That's for if the game had a battery save, to give enough space for the clip to fit in. You can see it's on there. On the fake one, they've completely left it out, which is really odd, because you think they just copy the mould, copy everything there, but they didn't. So if you're ever really in doubt, have a look here. You can see there. And then lastly, it's just to play the cartridge. So many times I've seen people do board swaps with these games, buying a fairly expensive title, putting a cheap one in, and you know, you might be at a convention or a shop and you just buy it, get home and realise Metroid is actually driver. Yeah, well, that's it today, guys. I hope you found the video informative and helpful, and I hope that you don't get stung buying a fake anywhere. If you've got anything else that you think I've missed, please leave it down in the comments, and yeah, I'll catch you next time. Have a great day. See you later.